That one was the one, but it was for the wrong. Was the one, but it was for the wrong. Had the wrong result. Very, very dangerous man. And, you could see how intense he was on wanting to go out there. But even when he was throwing it early in the fight, and he was throwing counter punches, I've never seen him throw with that kind of result, especially after that performance. Usyk's getting better and better. Just improves every time he fights, and now he's bigger and thicker set, 20 pound heavier tonight than what he was when he beat Usyk.
In recent training footage, Usyk looks nothing short of extraordinary, displaying a level of skill and control that sets him apart from every other fighter in the game. His unconventional training methods have honed his reflexes and vision to an almost superhuman degree, allowing him to read punches before they're even thrown. Every move is sharp, deliberate, and impossibly precise, showcasing a discipline that makes him incredibly hard to hit, and even harder to rattle. Many questioned whether Alexander Usyk could withstand the pressure of younger, stronger heavyweights. But heading into his highly scrutinized rematch with Daniel Duboce, he didn't just respond, he delivered a flawless masterclass. From the opening bell to the final moments, Usyk dictated the tempo with his signature timing, slick footwork, and icy composure. He picked Duboce apart with surgical efficiency, shutting down every doubt about his durability and dominance. As analyst Russ Samba put it, Usyk stepped into that ring with something to prove. And he did, turning the fight into a resounding reminder that he remains at the very peak of the heavyweight division. Usyk's greatness transcends the boundaries of boxing. When war broke out in Ukraine, he made the brave and selfless choice to serve his country, risking everything at the height of his career. While others might have sought safety, Usyk chose to stand on the front lines, showing the world that his courage isn't confined to the ring. He didn't just represent the pride of a champion, he embodied the soul of a patriot. His rise from being underestimated by some British fighters and fans to achieving global recognition as a once-in-a-generation talent is a testament to his character. Usyk never demanded respect, he earned it. With every punch, every victory, and every act of integrity, he's proven that his legacy is built not just on skill, but on unshakable resolve.
None. I was surprised because I had never seen him so intent on wanting to knock somebody out. His knockouts he scored, I think, in professional career. Yeah, I'd have to look that to be sure, but it's just knockout. He was a man on a mission. Yeah. He was really personally hurt and offended by the remark made by Team Duboce, by George Fox, Don Farrell's son, by Don himself questioning. I think the straw that broke the camel's back was questioning Usyk's strength. Yeah. I mean, you can question a lot. You can question his skill, question boxing, or whatever you want. Questioning his faith, though, that was something that really hit a chord, and you don't often. Tyson Fury couldn't get to right every head right. But that one was the one, but it was for the wrong. It had the wrong result. Very, very dangerous man, and you could see how intense he was on wanting to go out there. Even when he was throwing it early in the fight, when he was throwing counter punches, I've never seen him throw with that kind of, like Mike Tyson used to say, bad intention.
Carl Froch has openly recognized Usyk's steady climb to dominance, pointing out how, with each fight, he becomes more polished, physically stronger, mentally sharper, and tactically unbeatable. Froch dismissed the idea that Joseph Parker would offer any serious threat, citing Parker's previous defeats and stylistic limitations when stacked against the challenge Usyk presents. In fact, Froch went so far as to suggest that Usyk might soon consider retirement. After all, he's already conquered multiple weight divisions, defended his titles against elite competition, and solidified his place as the best of his generation. Facing someone like Moses, Froch argued, would do little to enhance that legacy, adding nothing new to a resume already overflowing with historic accomplishments. When Usyk beat, insert most recent or defining opponent, he didn't just win a fight, he closed the book on any remaining doubts. As Froch and many others now agree, Usyk has nothing left to prove.
Obama in the war began when he enlisted the Ukrainian Territorial Defense Forces after the Russian invasion. His decision to fight for Ukraine has had a profound impact on the country. It became a symbol of hope and resistance. Usyk's presence on the front lines has boosted the morale of the Ukrainian military and civilian population alike. So this means kept his heavyweight championship, continued to be heavyweight champion, no losses, nothing on his record, still went and defended his country during war. Given that, you gotta give him the greatest heavyweight fighter of all time. His accolades inside the ring match it. But now that I find this out that the man was in the front line, and they said that even after the Fury fight, he was keeping in contact with the soldiers, and he was, boosting the morale and boosting his countrymen and raising money for the war, regardless of politics, whether the war was going on or not, it don't matter.
Continues to surface as a possible next opponent for Usyk, but few consider it a legitimate test. Most analysts see it as a mismatch, stylistically and in terms of experience. Even commentator Ipo floated the idea of bringing back Derek Chisora for a rematch, not because of the competitive stakes, but for the spectacle Chisora always delivers with his brawling style, raw energy, and headline-grabbing antics. While a bout with either man might generate short-term buzz, the truth is hard to ignore. Neither Parker nor Chisora seems capable of seriously challenging Usyk in his current form. At this stage, he's operating on a different level, one where only the very elite can even hope to keep up.
Fury, which I said earlier, it just looks like a big, solid heavyweight, big, solid, dangerous heavyweight, but I'd like to see him retire. He's 38 years old. Eventually, it's going to catch up with him, the age, and there's nothing left to do. He's made an absolute fortune, and he don't need it anymore. He's done it. He's clocked it. He's completed it. It's like he's got the cheat code, and it's like it's not fair on everybody else. So I'd like to see Usyk retire. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see him fight next. Somebody like Moses Atoma, I just don't think is going to be ready. I think if you're managing Moses, you need to take your time with him. You can't be chucking him in there. People say, yeah, chuck him in there with him, fight him, see how he goes. If he gets beat, he's lost to Usyk. But it could destroy his soul. It could take away that young, promising prospect that Atoma is. He could have a good future, and to fight somebody like Usyk now, if he got wiped out and got disheartened, it could be the end of his career. So I just think Usyk now, really, nobody can say anything to Usyk if he retires now after that win. He's done everything there is to do. Fury twice, AJ twice, now Duboce twice. There's nobody else left to beat. He's done it. Usyk should just hang the gloves up. It's been a fantastic addition to the heavyweight division since coming up from cruiserweight. He's been absolutely brilliant, and what he did tonight against Duboce was nothing short of just, he made it look easy. And I don't want to disrespect Daniel Duboce, but he just made it look easy, and he does make rounds look easy, doesn't he, whoever is in with. Whereas in with Tyson Fury,
it's no surprise that comparisons between Usyk and Muhammad Ali are beginning to surface. While their styles are distinct, the essence of their greatness carries a powerful resemblance. Both men possess a rare ring IQ that goes far beyond natural ability, confusing opponents not just with punches, but with rhythm, timing, misdirection, and cerebral strategy. Usyk's ability to read a fight in real time, adjust without hesitation, and systematically break down his opponents echoes the very traits that defined Ali's brilliance. This comparison isn't about celebrity or legacy, it's about their shared mastery of boxing as a pure art form. Usyk's presence in today's heavyweight landscape is more than dominant, it's transformative, and it's beginning to feel like we're witnessing a fighter whose influence may echo for generations to come.
You're going to fight for a world title, right? But if you're Joseph Parker, and I spoke to Andy Lee, it isn't just a case of fighting for a world title. You want to fight the number one for the world title, and that guy is Alexander Usyk. So, there must be loads of conversations going on right now. Loads of conversations. I did say this the other day, and I don't know, sometimes I'm like, when I was in the ring and I was interviewing Alexander Usyk, I was desperate. Because of my love for Joseph Parker, I was desperate for Joseph Parker to get... I know he got in the ring after, but I'm talking about on the zone. So whilst everyone is still in the stadium and everyone's still tuned in, I was desperate for him to kind of just jump in the ring. I was desperate for him to do it. Chisora was trying to do it. So Chisora knows how to play the game. And as much as people are like, what's Chisora doing? Look, Chisora won't get the fight, but that's kind of what you got to do. And I know people are like, well, 1 second, it's not like that. It's rankings. Well, no, it's not though, is it? Because, again, Alexander Usyk can vacate the belt. He can say no. You have to kind of do what Daniel Duboce did last time. Daniel Duboce, rightly or wrongly, got in the ring, pissed Usyk off. Usyk's like, okay, we'll fight then. Fuck it. If this is what you're doing, dude, we'll fight. And I felt like there was a time where I wanted Joseph Parker to almost nudge me. And I'm telling you now, we're kind of told not to give the mic. I don't know if you see, I always hold on to the mic. I would have given Joseph Parker the mic. And I would like Joseph Parker, because there's a mean side to Joseph Parker. I think everyone sees the friendly side. I've seen the mean side. And I wanted Joseph Parker to say, I want my shot. You've been ducking me. All these things might not be true, but do it. Sell it. The crowd would have gone a bit wild, right? Because I think a lot of the crowd want Joseph Parker to get his shot. But that's not what happened. And all of a sudden, you're seeing Jake Paul in the ring doing a face-off. You're seeing all these, and I'm like, where's Joseph Parker? Where
expressed genuine surprise at just how thoroughly Usyk dismantled Daniel Duboce. While Duboce is known for his size and raw power, Jones noted that his approach was far too basic to pose a real threat to someone as technically refined and mentally sharp as Usyk. He emphasized a critical truth: brute force alone will never be enough to beat a fighter like Usyk. To compete with Usyk, a heavyweight needs more than muscle. They need strategy, intelligence, and the ability to adapt on the fly. Usyk, Jones said, approaches fights like a chess grandmaster, studying his opponents, identifying patterns, and exploiting even the subtlest habits with surgical precision. Without a near-perfect game plan, no one survives against him. Coming from a legend like Jones, this analysis speaks volumes. It highlights the massive gap between solid contenders and truly elite fighters. Usyk doesn't just outfight his opponents, he outthinks them. He breaks their confidence, neutralizes their weapons, and leaves them psychologically undone. As Jones put it, any heavyweight who believes power alone will be enough is already doomed. Usyk's greatest weapon isn't just his fists, it's his mind. And that's why even the sharpest minds in boxing remain in awe every time he steps into the ring.
Guys, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought of Usyk's performance, where he ranks in the all-time list. I know, everybody's big into their nostalgia, but remember, Soviets were not turning pro until the 90s. I think that makes a big difference. That's another thing. Heavyweights are bigger. Lefties are more common now, and also the Soviet-era fighters did not start turning pro until the 90s. So the old days, we have to deal with those guys. So a lot of things that also favor Usyk being a GOAT. But of course, man, it's hard.
What truly sets Usyk apart from many champions is his mindset. Even after unifying titles and achieving global recognition, he remains remarkably grounded, never underestimating any opponent. He prepares for every fight with intense focus and discipline, driven by a deep respect for whoever stands across the ring. That humility is a major reason he stays razor-sharp. While others may become complacent or overconfident after tasting success, Usyk approaches each challenger as a legitimate threat. It's this mental toughness and unshakable discipline that fuel his consistent, world-class performances. For Usyk, pride doesn't come from belts or accolades, it comes from the craft, from the process, from the relentless pursuit of perfection, and that tireless work ethic is what keeps him at the top, regardless of who's standing in front of him.